Today is a quiet day and we will take it. That's our topic for this morning's Backstage Pass. Good morning, I'm James Lopez, president at HomeFi Corporation. After a pretty volatile week this week, today looks like it's going to be kind of a quiet news day, and we sure are glad for it. Mortgage bonds this morning are down about 8 basis points at the time of recording, and they're trading in a pretty wide sideways range from support to ceiling. It's about 162 basis points wide. So there's a lot of room in there for some volatility. We expect to see a lot of sideways trading. Maybe not too much today because there's not a lot of news, but over the next few market days, we'll expect to see some sideways trading inside that wide range. The 10-year yield is down 8 basis points, trading at about 3.22%, and that's under the 3.25%, which is a pretty important inflection point for the 10-year yield. That was a ceiling point that we were trying to get back under. We were hoping it would get back under, mostly because there's a long ways to go down to the next floor, which is at about 3%. So that's good news, and if we can stay underneath that 3.25% on the 10-year yield, then that'll be good for rates going into next week and in the future. Now, that said, mortgage rates for today will probably open up a little bit worse than where they left off yesterday, but again, it's a quiet day, so we don't expect to see a ton of volatility and really not much in the way of repricing, hopefully. But if we do, obviously we will let you know. Now, piggybacking on our discussion that we had yesterday from CoreLogic, I wanted to talk a little bit more. CoreLogic released their Q1 2022 home equity report, and this report showed that home equity rose from year over year in May by 32%. And that for the average homeowner, that means an additional $64,000 in home equity. Now that's huge for homeowners. And in addition to that, it showed that people that had negative home equity, the number of homes that were mortgaged with negative home equity actually decreased, went down from 1.4 million to 1.1 million. And now all of the homes that have a mortgage on them, only 2% of all mortgaged properties have negative equity. So that's great news. And really, when we tie that back into the data that we discussed yesterday, and if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, go back and watch it. When we tie that back into the home loan health data that we're seeing in the United States right now, look, it just reinforces our idea and our stance on the housing market, that the housing market is strong, home values are good, home equity is good for homeowners. There are fewer delinquencies. The 30 and 90-day delinquencies are going down. We're at multi-decade lows for foreclosures right now. So just the housing market in general is strong, and this really is a stark contrast to what we saw in 2008. Again, just reinforcing that idea that we're not in housing bubble territory here. In 2008, home loan health was horrible. Negative equity was rampant. People could not afford the loans that they were given, went into foreclosure, saw a huge amount of inventory that came onto the market. None of that is happening right now. So again, just this CoreLogic data, great news coming out of CoreLogic. 32% increase in equity for Q1 2022 from last year. That's just good news for the housing market. Now look, that's all that we have for today. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure whenever you subscribe, you hit the bell icon so that you get notified when we do these updates. We send these updates out daily when the markets are open. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay on top of what's going on in the bond market and the mortgage market and the real estate market. But speaking of daily updates, we will not have a daily update on Monday. The bond and stock markets are closed on Monday in observance of Juneteenth, which is the day that commemorates the ending of slavery in the United States. So we will have no update on Monday, but we will be back with you on Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remember, stay positive, and we'll see you on Tuesday.